Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, there's so much craziness going on. It's going to be hard to encapsulate this in a quick update. But here's the things that I do want you to take away from this, and they're very simple. Avoid the reckless disregard of this non-retirement reality. What is that, Chuck? Well, you got Credit Suisse that came out this week and said they project food prices to be up 16% just in 2022 and predict it to continue to go higher into 2023. You've got the highest inflation that we've seen in now almost 5 decades, right at this 8% mark. You got clients not making 8% of their money, so you're indirectly going backwards. And no one's addressing, right, other than the fox in the hen house, how to get out from underneath these unnecessary taxes, because no one's really regarding taxation and inflation. But then you've got the stock market entering not just a correction, but even the market entering bear territory. And people are asking from all over the country, friends and neighbors like many of you watching this, saying, Chuck, as you talk about this transition from accumulation phase to distribution phase, there is a complete reckless disregard of not addressing the things that impact what I call the key 3 in my books: tax elimination, income maximization, and lifestyle and legacy preservation. And when somebody realizes quickly that inflation is simply a tax on savers, that inflation is just another form of taxation, and the fact that we're borrowing money like drunken sailors, right, spending money like drunken sailors, and it's hit a national, a record on our national deficit, over 30 trillion. Consumer debt, because nobody can afford anything anymore, is all going on credit cards because consumer debt's now at an all-time high. And people are wondering what they can do. Well, I've got good news for you. Don't fall victim to this reckless disregard of not having all aspects of your retirement reality. Learn how. I'll teach this Tuesday. I'll give you one preview. One strategy that really interesting that Ronald and Janice were able to address out of the great state of Colorado, that they didn't know the tax risk road they were on. And when we looked at what their adult daughters would be inheriting based on the inherited IRAs, brokerage accounts, and the estate tax, they would have about 12 million, exposed, which in that regard would end up costing their daughters about 5 million of unnecessary tax just on the inheritance, but about 2 million of unnecessary tax on their required minimum distributions they're going to be forced to take in a short number of years, let alone the fact that 85% of their Social Security will be taxed as it is now, and they'll pay higher Medicare Part B and D premiums. Folks, whether you're trying to get to retirement or better through retirement, avoid this reckless disregard of non-retirement reality that people are missing. These clients have had the same advisor for a number of years, and they said, look, the advisor kept disregarding all the things you talk about getting into the second phase, and we know we're missing it. And we learned that by going to retirementprotected.com and learning what you can do to protect yourself from this reckless disregard of what people aren't going to face as any real retirement reality without facing them head up. Folks, you work hard for your money. Imagine more financial success, less stress, less worry, less taxation, staying ahead of inflation. The market went into bear territory this week, and then it jumped up several hundred points and back down several hundred points. Inflation's now almost at a 50-year high. The good news is you can protect yourself. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.